welcome to this week's refresher session. You will have noticed that this week took on a calmer practice. There was some strength in there, I know, which we're going to touch on today. But what I want you to do is grab a blanket because we're going to be doing a little bit of a deeper stretch at the end of our asana practice. When you've grabbed that, find a comfy seat, cross-legged, change the cross on the leg just to break any patterns up. And take a lovely inhale and exhale as we begin to arrive into a sweeter practice. So if the eyes aren't already closed, close the eyes. And just admire the gentle inhales and exhales that move through the body and any thoughts that follow. Today we're going to be looking at a sweet practice. And by that, being a little gentle to the self, kinder to the self, and not chasing anything, just enjoying the moment, the breath, the body, however it is, however it's turned up today, not trying to create any fancy shape. Anatomically, we're going to be opening up the top of the body. And we're going to be strengthening the lower part of the body. And then using that little bit of heat that we've created to lengthen the body. Take another sweet inhale and exhale through the nose. Maybe exhaling out of the mouth, just doing what feels good for you today. Maybe 2 or 3 more of these conscious, sweet inhales and exhales, and drawing on the sweetness of the breath, the gentleness of the breath, the elegance of the breath, not forcing anything. We're not chasing anything today. And just allowing the self to be as it is in its purest form, a living, breathing human being, having some sort of existence. If it feels good to keep the eyes closed, keep the eyes closed for a moment. We're going to move through a tapping breath. It's really lovely to reduce any sort of angst in the body. I like doing this to my dog. You'll notice that often people pat horses and dogs and children, and you get a pat on the back for being good. It releases good endorphins. It works on a cellular level as well to move into the parasympathetic nervous system. So that relaxed, lovely gooey state that we know exists, is sometimes a little bit hard to peep into. So today we're going to move through a tapping breath. Let's take the arms out in front of us. Right hand on top of left, and start to tap, start to bang that right hand on the left. Taking it up the arm. Now don't be too sweet in this part of the practice. We are drawing on the sweetness, but don't be too sweet. Allow the tingles, the sensations of the skin on skin or skin on cloth, or perhaps you're wearing gloves and it's cloth on cloth. Whatever it is, just get the vibrations running through. Right hand, left arm, swapping hands. So left arm on right, or left hand on right, just running up and down, swapping again. Just allowing the breath to continue while you're tapping one hand on one arm and then exchanging. Then both palms together, clapping, feeling the tingles, sensations, hands onto chest, banging, hands onto chest. Don't be too polite. Down the ribs, on the tummy, legs, knees, shins, bits of the feet that you can reach all the way back up, hips, bum, sacrum, lower back, that area, as far as you can get up the back round to the ribs, tummy, chest, back onto one arm, then the other. Don't be polite. Create those tingles. Fingertips onto chest, fingertips onto neck, face, chin. Start to slow it down a little. Tapping those fingertips on the eyelids, forehead, crown of head, all the way back down, ears, jawline, throat, chest. Back to hands on hand, clapping the hands, vibrations, vibrations. Lovely. Then palms of the hands onto the eyes, onto the cheeks. Just let those tingles connect, palms of hands onto face. Take a lovely conscious in-breath and a lovely sweet out-breath. Hands onto knees, eyes closed. And just let it all arrive. Or not. Notice how you feel. Notice where your mind's at, how the body's feeling. Did you create a spark? Or has it made you feel a bit weird? There's no right or wrong way to observe how you're feeling. As long as you're being authentic and true. Conscious inhale. Side out. Reach high on the inhale with the arms, open the eyes, gaze towards the hands. Exhale to the heart center. Let's flow. Inhale, reach high. Exhale to heart center. Find your rhythm. As you're inhaling, reaching, gathering. Exhaling, retreating, drawing in. Keep with it. Just breathing. Sweet inhales and exhales with the arms reaching as you inhale. And the arms ascending as you exhale. One more. Reach, reach. Exhale, twist to the left. Back of the right hand or outside of left knee, gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale up to center. Exhale, twist right. Let's flow. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Let's flow. Center, inhale. Twist right. Let's land here. Gazing towards the point of the right shoulder. Point of the left knee moving away from the body. Lovely. Inhale, rise. Exhale, nestle left. Gazing over the point of the left shoulder, point of the right knee, moving away from the body. Beautiful. Inhale, reach high, gather it in. Exhale sweetly to your heart. Rolling onto all fours. Find your tabletop position. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Move through your sweetest cat-cow. As you inhale, look forward. We're not overarching. As you exhale, rounding the back, not locking out the arms. These are really sweet, sensual movements of the body. Body breath connection. Exhale, round. And Pops agrees. There's a little grumble there. Inhale as you open the front of the body. Draw the breath in. Body breath connection moment. Breath containing the movement. Be sweet. Be sensual. And be aware of the path of the thoughts. Take the right arm up towards the sky space. Gaze with it. Exhale. Right arm under left arm. Thread the needle. Right ear might come down onto the mat. Might not. A couple of sweet breaths. As we begin to find the softness, that we know exists within all of us. And sometimes it just takes one yoga practice to reignite it, to bring it back out. Let's come back up onto all fours. Sweetest cat-cow you've ever done. Gentle, sweet movements. Left arm up towards sky space. Gaze travels with it. Exhale, thread that left arm needle. Left ear to floor, if it goes. Sweet inhales. Sweet exhales. Back up onto all fours. A little bit of a bigger cat-cow here. Again, not overarching, not reaching into a space. Just letting the body naturally unfold and then coil. Let the movement start to organically appear. We're not chasing anything. Lovely. Okay, walk the hands a little bit further away from the body. Take the bottom back towards the heels. Inhale, come up onto all fours. Exhale, tuck the elbows, nose towards the floor. It might touch. Inhale, back up to all fours. Exhale, retreat into that sort of childlike posture. It's not a child's pose, but it's very much like a child's pose. Inhaling back up onto all fours. Exhale, nose to floor. So it's like a chaturanga. Inhale, back up. Exhale, retreats. Let's flow once more. Inhale. Exhale, nose to floor. Making sure you're tucking the elbows in. We're working the triceps here. Inhale, back up onto all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here we go. First doggo of the day. Lift the kneecaps, sitting bones. Crown of head towards the floor, settle in, take any movements that you need to take. They might be big, they might be small, there may be no movements. You might just find that lovely, jubbly bit of stillness that we know exists. Settle into your dog. I'm going to roll over to plank. Inhale, exhale, drop the knees, nose to floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Be sweet with the breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, nose to floor. Baby cobra. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold it here. How sweet's the breath. Gentleness, kindness of the breath. Bend the knees, walk the feet towards the hands. Opposite hand, opposite elbow. Bend in the knees here. Take a nice swaying action. Sorry if my breath's a little heavy. my bump restricts my breathing a little more than usual, so the breath is not so sweet for me, but is as sweet as it can be. Then find a little stillness in this forward fold, knees bent, head relaxed. Lovely, jubbly. Unravel the hands, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone. We're going to roll up to standing. Spine grows tall, head's the last bit to bobble on top of the spine. Inhale, reach the arms high, gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center, just as we flowed when we were seated. Inhale, reach high with the arms. Nice to close the eyes if it feels good. Exhale, hands to heart center. Be sweet. Inhale, reach high. Be gentle. Exhale, heart. One more. Open the eyes, reach high with the arms. Hold it here for a moment. Take a bend in the elbows. And imagine if you were holding a ball of something. Could be a sports ball, but we're going to go with energy ball. Curve the palms of the hands and the fingers as if you were holding a ball. There's now some sort of energy ball there. We're going to call it our energy ball. Take an inhale here. Exhale, sit back into chair. Hands come in towards chest with this energy ball. We're gazing between the space in our hands. Sweet, soft breaths. Tucking the tailbone, no hammock back. Weight into the heels. Lovely, sweet breaths. So those sensations start to arrive in the quads, maybe in the lower leg, glutes, maybe even in the tongue. There's no right or wrong way to feel the sensations that come through the body. The thing is not to run away from them or to chase anything else other than what is. So draw on that sweet breath. Inhale, reach high with the energy ball. Let's introduce a back bend, gazing towards the hands, hinging at the hips. Exhale, reach forward with the energy ball. Taking the hands down to the feet, bending the knees, tucking the tailbone, rolling all the way back up. Inhale, arms go sky high. Back bend. Exhale back into that lovely chair variation, bringing that ball of energy in towards the chest. Tuck tailbone. Find the sweet spot. Where's the mind going to? Has it been anywhere? Can you keep it focused on that sweet breath? Inhale, reach high, lengthen the legs, back bend. Beautiful. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Reach forward, hands all the way towards the floor. Active forward fold. Take a yogi lock. Peace fingers around the big toes if that feels good for you. Opposite hand, opposite elbow. Any variation of a forward fold that feels good for you today. Lovely. Sweet. Sensual inhales. And even sweeter exhales. Be kind to the body. Gentle to the body. And not chase away anything that's travelling through the body or the mind. Observe, reach out to the breath. Focus on the breath. Unravel any yogi locks that you have. Bend the knees. Let's roll up to standing. Take a lovely full inhale. Spread the arms wide. Reach high. And sigh it to heart center. Weight into right foot. We're going to eagle it. Weight into right foot. Bend the left knee. Cross the left leg over the right. And bind the right leg behind the left. We're going to take the left arm under the right. Moving into eagle arms here. Bending into the right knee. Focus on your drishti. That's that yogic gaze. The left foot might reach around the right calf. It might not. The palms might connect. They might not. If you need to layer, this is where we're going to build on to warrior three. Sending the arms in front. Left leg sweeps out behind. We're in a warrior three. Grasping onto that ball of energy if you're in warrior three. Punching out through the left foot. Find your balance and that sweet spot. Let's all meet back in forward fold. Ooh, reach down. Lovely. Nice active forward fold here. Sweet breaths. Be gentle. Let's roll back up. Tuck tailbone. Spine stacking. Inhale, reach high. Gaze travels up to the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's eagle it on the left side. So weight into left foot. Bending the right leg, wrap it. Right arm, find your balance. Right arm sweeps under the left. Palms might connect. Find your drishti and bend into that left knee, that left leg. Sweet breath. Don't listen to mine. I sound like a golden retriever today. Lovely. Let's layer if you want to. Untangle the legs, untangle the arms, moving into warrior three, sending the arms and lovely right leg long, punching out through the right foot, that lovely ball of energy in between the palms of the hands. You're breathing sweet, soft, sensual breaths. Lovely. Let's meet in a forward fold, top of the mat. Beautiful. Crown of the head towards the floor. Bend the knees, rolling the spine all the way up. Inhale, reach high. Exhale into the chair. Gather that ball of energy back in towards the chest. Let the breath settle. Weight into the heels, tucking the tailbone, active core, gentle mind, sweet breath. Forward fold. Bend the knees, hands to the floor, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, exhale knees, nose to floor. Inhale baby cobra. Exhale child's pose, knees nice and wide, toes together. Arms extended all the way away from the body, forehead towards the floor. Take a nice wiggle through the hips here. Left and right, right and left. Just moving those big, bulky femur heads around a little. And enjoy this moment as the breath starts to settle. Lengthen the arms away from the body. Find that sweet spot of breath that you know exists. Enjoy that moment as you realize the heart starts to slow a little. Then when you're ready, bring the hands back in towards the body, coming up to a kneeling position. We're going to make our way onto our bottom. Taking the legs lovely and wide here. Well, I say lovely and wide as as it feels good. You might like to pop a prop under your bottom, just to encourage the upper back not to round so much. Often you'll see me in session sitting on something just to encourage the chest to open a bit. Otherwise you can find yourself like this. So we've got active feet in this lovely wide leg posture. Taking the arms up towards sky space. Take a little twinkle in the fingers and hinging at the hips here. We're going to move into our forward fold. So we're hinging at the hips. Hands come down to the floor and we're not rounding through the back here. We're hinging at the hips. So the movement comes from the lengthening of the spine. It's not the rounding of the spine and getting the nose to the floor. Have the eyes closed here and focus entirely on that sweet, sweet breath. Now these postures often invite frustration. We feel that we need to have the nose on the floor. We feel that we need to be creating a bent in half body effect, when in fact, anatomically, this is miles away from what the posture is built for. So we want to be bending, hinging at the hips and encouraging the crown of the head to stay in line with the spine. So we're not rounding anything. We're lengthening with every sweet exhale. The chest is coming a little lower to the floor, but we're also lengthening through the spine. So we're not just traveling towards the floor space. We're traveling away from the body. The crown of the head's moving away from the body. You'll notice, especially if you've practiced with me for a long time, how much my practice has differed. There's no way I would want my body, actually, it can't get any further than this, and it just looks like I'm sitting upright. And for me, the sensations moving through my body they're enough. For many of you, you're able to get your nose onto the floor with that lovely long lengthened spine. But still, we're feeling exactly the same sensations. A feeling of lengthening, opening, trust, letting the body know that we're not going to pressure it into any posture that could danger it. So the feet are active here. We're grounding down through the heel on the right and left foot. And we're using that lovely, sweet exhale to deliver our mind and body into the present. Taking the body towards the left leg, the chest moving towards the left leg, hands either side of the left leg. Grounding down through right sitting bone, traveling the crown of the head towards the left foot. Again, hinging at the hips. Inquiring but not nosy, not chasing, just being with the exhale. Coming back to center, taking hands either side of right foot, grounding through left sitting bone. Lengthening the spine. Every exhale. Hands back to center. Walking the hands back to the body. Reaching high on the inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more of these. Sweet, gentle breaths. Lovely. Bringing your hands to heart center, having the eyes closed. I'm going to call off from our practice, but I invite you to take a longer Shavasana, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, if you can create a dark space with an eye patch, a blanket, really nestle in, snuggle down, and focus on that sweet, sweet breath, the sweeter side of things that we all know exists within us. But remember not to chase, not to harass or coax the body into anything unnecessary. I'm going to close today's practice with a little saying from a book by Yvette Jane. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving until the right action arises by itself? Can you be patient enough to just let whatever needs to arrive? Namaste.